Good morning, everybody. I haven't made a video about trading in a while. I've been doing all this other stuff. So I want to talk to some of the new traders out there. You need three things, and these three things really equal one thing to be a successful trader. You need P plus P plus P equals D. Okay? You need practice, you need to be patient, and you need to be persistent. Okay? And when you get them three, it equals discipline. And when you get that down, you can become a successful day trader. Okay? Like I said before, the thing that I love about the compound collar is it really doesn't require all that. It just requires practice and then start doing it. Okay, I guess it requires some discipline and patience and all that, but not really. Okay, but that's why it's long term. But when you're talking about day trading is like a job. Okay, it's something you have to do on a consistent everyday basis, and it requires a lot of you. But the lot of you that it requires is those three, which equals D. Those three P's that equal D. Okay. So let's talk about them a little bit. So I'm looking at YouTube like everybody else does. Okay. When they don't have anything else to do and it just eats your time up, which is something you can really do when you're trading. You need something to eat up some time. So anyway, and I'm listening to this rapper guy from New Orleans. I can't think of his name right now. But he said when he was in college, his professor told him if you want to be successful, you need to learn how to be persistent. He said McDonald's, I'm sorry, not persistent. He said consistent. Okay. Well, that's in there too. It's not one of the P's, but it is in there too. Consistently practice being patient and persistent and all that. Anyway, so he said you have to be consistent. He said McDonald's is consistent. Okay, they every burger tastes the same. They're all consistently the same. Well, in trading, you have to be consistent, doing these same practices over and over again, just constantly doing them over and over again. And then the hardest thing you're going to have to do is paper trade, because when you start seeing this money about pile up and it's not real money, it's going to make you want to jump in. Okay, but keep paper trading and try to do this for at least 6 months. Okay, and the reason why I tell you that, guys, not because you can't win in the beginning, is because you could lose in the beginning. And if you have a loss, you need to learn how to develop a thick enough skin to handle that loss. It may be small, but still, you got to be able to handle it. And then the other thing is, you get so used to winning in this strategy till you don't want to lose nothing. And you got to understand sometime that taking a small loss is the best thing that you can do. When it hits your target price, you have to get out of these trades. That's why you need this practice. You need to learn how to get out of these trades when it's not real money. So when real money is on the line, you can get out of these trades for real. Now, the sad part about it is a lot of these times when you have to get out of these trades, you're going to be getting out at a loss, but that trade is probably going to turn around and win, because that's just the way it goes. Keep in mind, trading is not checkers, it's chess. And you playing against an opponent who is very good at it. And so what you have to learn how to do is beat him at his game. The way we beat him at his game is by taking small profits daily instead of trying to get a big profit at once. Okay. But once you learn how to practice right, paper trading, putting the paper trade on, taking the paper trade off, understanding what it means, so when things go a little cockeyed, you don't get all panicky and frustrated, and mess things up and all that kind of stuff. Learning to be patient, so you don't hit the wrong buttons, and Instead of selling to get in, you end up buying to get in, and then everything just go whacked up. Or instead of to get out, you end up buying some more instead of selling some more instead of exiting buying to get out. You got to learn how to do all that. That's all the practice that's required, okay? And then you got to have enough patience to do that practice, okay? And then in doing this practice, you got to be persistent at doing the practice. You can't do it for 1 week and think you're done. You got to do this over and over and over and over and over again. And then when you're tired of it, you got to do it over and over and over again, because this is like a job. This is something that when you day trading, you pretty much have to do every day. Okay. The good news is when you're only trying to make 0.5%, you're not doing it all day. But as to day trade will become, if this is what you want to do, it will become part of your daily life. And you have to get these 3 things down. You need to practice it on paper. Be patient on paper. Don't take crazy chances just because you're doing it on paper. You got to do it like it's real. What you're trying to do in these 6 months of paper trading is double your money on paper. If you're trading with, on paper, say $5,000, in 6 months you want this $5,000 to be $10,000. If you can do that on paper, now you're ready to start with a small amount, okay? And the reason why I say that is because if you can go through 6 months of making anywhere between 0.5% to 1%, usually it's about 0.5%, okay, a day. And let's say you do this with $5,000. That's going to be roughly about 10% a month. It may be a little bit over, okay, but let's just say 10% a month. So in 2 months, you be added $1,000 to that. Well, now you up to $6,000. You don't want to trade with 5,000. Now you trade with 6,000. Okay. And then in another 2 months or a month and a half, you'll be at 7,000. Now you trade with 7,000. That's how you compound it. That's how it can double in 6 months, because you're using the money that you make to start making you more money. But once you get used to these practices and being patient to do this on paper, and then being persistent at doing it every day, now you want to start doing it with real money. Okay. Then you double that. And really, once you double that, you really don't have to add any more money. You just want to give it time to grow. Okay. You can add some more money to it, but be cautious because you only got 6 months behind your belt. If you've done that for 6 more months. But just keep doing that every day. Okay. As these markets change, just keep doing that every day. Okay. It's not a hard game, people. It just you got to build some muscles in your mind and how you're trading. Your trading got to build some muscle so you can do this. And so when it gets to the point where it's close to your exit price, you can learn to exit and get out of these trades. Excuse me. Because when you learn that, that's when you're going to really start getting good. When you learn how to take a proper loss. The other thing you're going to learn is when you get out of these trades, if you have more than 25,000 in your account, you also going to learn how to adjust it and fix it. So maybe you won't even have a loss. You can repair that loss, or if not repair it, start eating away at the loss and makes that loss even smaller. Okay. This is the stuff that I'm teaching in Slow Life Trading. And we're going to be starting up a class probably in the end of September. Excuse me. Or the beginning of August on my golden goose strategy. And I can't wait to get started in it, guys. I'm excited about it. It's been a real fun teaching this class on the compound collar and giving people homework. Seem like they really been enjoying it and they really been learning. I can tell by the homework that they're sending me. Sorry, guys. Excuse me. And it's just been really good. Okay. So I'm going to be doing this golden goose. We're going to be putting in homework for it as well. And I'm telling you, they're going to be excited about learning it. Okay. It don't seem like much, people. It really don't seem like much. But when you talk about making 10% on your money every single month, not a year. Keep in mind, the industry standard is making about 10% a year. When you talk about making 10% on your money every month, just think about how powerful that could be. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to bring you this update and talk to you a little bit about trading. And, you know, y'all have a good weekend. It's Mexican Independence weekend this weekend. Anyway, guys, peace out and keep it slow.